Hello guys and welcome to another Boost Knowledge video, and yes, to my great delight, Greek is back. Ancient Greek is back on Boost Knowledge. Yes, I know we've deleted some of earlier videos, but I've changed them. They look completely better now, so please watch the new videos. Hope you enjoyed them. So, like French, I've separated them into units. Unit 1 we will learn about basics, Unit 2 we will learn about even more intermediate grammar, Unit 3, we're going to learn extremely hard grammar, and Unit 4, you can go to Unit 4, often it's about vocabulary. And in this lesson, we're going to learn the Greek alphabet, breathings, iota subscript, double grammar, and transliteration, simple transliteration. So firstly, let's learn the Greek alphabet. There are 24 letters there. There are 24 letters, and some of them look very confusing. Firstly, we have alpha, which uppercase looks like an A, and lowercase looks like a lowercase a. No, it doesn't. There's actually a little tail above the original tail in an alpha. And also, just to note, where you pronounce a word, for example, today I learned this letter alpha. Don't call it A, call it alpha, because it's not called A, although it looks like A. Beta, uppercase looks like B, lowercase looks like a B with an extra leg. Gamma, its uppercase looks like this, something, and its lowercase looks like a Y, although what you write actually is going down, looping, and going up. And uppercase delta looks like a triangle, and you can completely write it that way, although I don't want the triangle to get too big. And the lowercase delta looks something like this. Well, if you change it a bit, it might even look like a crotchet. The epsilon looks like this. The uppercase is completely the same as uppercase E, and the lowercase is like E connected. And different from alpha, which is pronounced A or A, beta, which is pronounced B, gamma, which is pronounced G, and delta, which is pronounced D. Epsilon is pronounced only E. What about the other E? Eta, which the uppercase looks like an H, but there's nothing in H. And the lowercase looks like an H without the upper part and with a longer tail. And it's eta. It makes the E sound, a long E. Back to zeta. The uppercase looks like a Z, and the lowercase looks like this squishy stuff. It's called zeta, and it sounds like Z. But why is Z up here? Well, because the ancient Greeks have a peculiar way of arranging the alphabet, and from now on you have to remember the alphabet as this. Theta, the uppercase theta, looks like a circle with a line going through it, and the lower theta looks like that being squashed. Fat man, skinny man. Theta, and makes a th sound. Continuing the Greek alphabet, 9. Iota, the uppercase looks perfectly like a 9, but trust me, if you type both into a computer, they're different. They're actually different. The lowercase looks like an I with a little tail without the upper dots, and it can sound like I or E. A kappa looks exactly like a K, although you cannot write the squishy stuff in a kappa, and it sounds like S or K. A lambda looks like a bridge or something, I don't know, whatever you want to say, or delta without the horizontal line, anything. And a lowercase looks like an L. Well, it doesn't, but, well, what do you think about it? It's called lambda, and it sounds like L. Mu, the uppercase looks like M, and the lowercase looks like the symbol used for micrometers. And it sounds like M. And this is where things get confusing. New, the uppercase looks like N perfectly, but the lowercase looks like a V. It's not a V, it's new. And when you transliterate or translate it or pronounce it, it's an N. It sounds like an N. It's a new. It's not a V. There's no V in the Greek alphabet. Remember that. And psi, or I call it. The uppercase is 3 lines. I know there's some fancy stuff around here, but ignore that. And the lowercase is this squishy stuff, very fancy. Oops, glitched. And it sounds like X. And Omicron looks like an O, big O, and small O, too easy. This is probably the only Greek letter that hasn't changed from English to Greek. I mean, Alpha changed a little, Iota changed a little, etc. And if you know Omicron, there was an Omicron outbreak in coronavirus a couple of years ago, and yeah, it was named after this. Pi doesn't surprise you. This looks like a door, and this is a pi, and it sounds like P. And it gets even more confusing. This looks like a B. No, it isn't. It's a rho. So the uppercase looks like a P, and the lowercase looks like a P without. But you have to write it from bottom to top, or is this fancy little thing? And it sounds like R or R. R. The sigma, the upper sign. If you study math, you probably would have recognized sigma, especially and other letters before it. The lowercase looks like an O, adding a little tail, and if you use a sigma at the end of a word, for example, like many nouns, many second declension masculine nouns like biblos, etc. You use this S, which looks more friendly and looks actually like an S. It sounds like S, obviously. A tau is a T. It sounds like a T. The uppercase looks like a T, and a little tau looks like a T. Sorry, T with a little tail. And upsilon, the uppercase is Y, and the lowercase is like a U, and it's exactly the same because it sounds like U or Y, and you can translate it into both. A phi looks like a circle with a line going through it, or this squishy stuff, which looks great, and it's pronounced F. A chi, notice it is pronounced ch, not x. It's not pronounced like k, x. I mean, there's already an x, xi, in the Greek alphabet. It's pronounced chi. And psi looks like a semicircle with a line going through it, kind of like a phi, like half a phi. It actually does look like half a phi. And it's pronounced ps. An omega looks like this, and a lower omega looks like a W, but it's a long O. It's nothing to do with a W. And can I just note that the real hard thing about the Greek alphabet is that letters look like another letter because you've studied the English alphabet and you think they are confusing. So let's talk about breathings, accents, the iota subscript, and gobble gobble. So their breathings, accents, breathings and accents appear above words, mostly consonants, although you can use the breathing for a raw. Although you can mostly ignore accents, they're just there to annoy you. If you're studying the GCSE syllabus or scholarship syllabus or A-level syllabus for ancient Greek, not modern Greek, you can completely kick away accents because they're just there to annoy you. You don't even need to use them. But you need to know breathings, they're much more important. A rough breathing looks like this, a comma going the other way, and makes the h sound before the word. A smooth breathing looks like this, a comma going the right way without making an H sound. So what does it sound like making an H sound? For example, if it's an A with a rough breathing, it sounds like ha. With a smooth breathing, it will sound like ah. But what's the point with a smooth breathing if it doesn't do anything? Well, obviously it doesn't do anything. If the first letter of a word is a vowel, you would need a smooth breathing or rough breathing, except for the exception of hoy. Why is it not loading? Sorry. The other subject on the word looks like this. And it's so small, I'll just tell you. An example is an omega with an iota subscript looking like this. So it's like a tail under the omega. And as an iota is actually an iota sound to the word and actually can be considered as a different letter. Because a letter with a subscript or versus a letter with the, for example, omega and another separate iota, they're completely different. And I would recommend you note that iota subscript are very important. And the double gammas, when there are two consecutive gammas in the word, you don't pronounce it as g, but as nuk. Sorry. An example is angelo, which means I speak. You might pronounce it as agelo? No, angelo. Just some strange rule that the Greeks made up. Oh yeah, and also, you might be wondering, I can't type an iota subscript, I don't have the keyboard. Okay, I've downloaded the Greek keyboard. Why does it not have a Neo subscript? Yeah, because you're downloading the modern Greek keyboard, you cannot download an ancient Greek keyboard. So I would recommend this website, www.typegreek.com, where you can type ancient Greek accents and let them look good. Of course, it's a free website. You can go on at any time. You don't even need a login. Transliteration now. Since the Greek alphabet is completely different to our English one, you can transliterate words from changing them to the English to the Greek alphabet, or vice versa. It's actually good practice, and it's crucial to familiarize you with the Greek alphabet. Although you might actually know every Greek letter, like this. What am I doing? This letter, these letters, these letters. Although you might know all of them, you might not necessarily be able to use all of them, and sometimes you memorize words. There are definitely different ways, but I would recommend saying them out. If you can't even say them out, what's even the point? And here are some tips for transliteration. 1. Look at the word carefully. Epsilon and eta, omicron and omega are actually different. Ask yourself if the letter makes a long or short sound. And also, kappa can be transliterated as C or K, but if a CH, PH, PS, or TH is present, forget about anything. Forget using a kappa, rough breathing. What just happened? Sorry. Forget about the kappa, rough breathings, pi, rho, or theta, or tau, or anything, or sigma. You always transliterate them to chi, phi, psi, or theta. You also cannot transliterate ancient in letters, although you can use a breathing. You can also there's also no J, Q, W, or V in Greek. So if you ever meet them, just ignore them. I bet you would hardly meet any. And if you do meet them, just ignore them. Or if there's any other good sound that you can use it. As I mentioned, use typegreek.com if you cannot use any Greek letters. It's good. Also, you have to know to read the Greek aloud, so this allows you to remember the alphabet more. And let's give you some examples of transliteration. This is the first example. Of course, I could do it vice versa, but let's do it Greek to English because it's harder. Pause the video and try to transliterate this. Okay, done? Let's go. It means Greek translated. I don't know why there's an in here. The Greek transliteration is not hard. It is only that you need to understand each letter separately and also transliterate it properly. What? Did you think it was something else? For example, this mu here, did you actually think it was a V? Were you confused with this sigma and another sigma? Is there another sigma? Yes, this sigma. Were you confused about the breathings, or didn't include them at all? Were you confused about this capital letter, this rho and this rho versus a P? And the most crucial thing, did you get forward in this word, epsilon, eta, chi, thinking it was eeks? No, it isn't. It is each. With some more experience, let's do another example. Let's go. Did you enjoy? Did you get that? It meant thank you for coming to the Greek lesson. I hope you enjoyed the content, and please subscribe for more to boost knowledge. And yes, please, that is the end of our first Greek lesson. Today, you've learned the Greek alphabet, breathings, iota subscript, double gamma, and some simple transliteration. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to boost knowledge for more. Like the video, share it to as many people as you can. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this. Next lesson, spoiler, we're going to learn some noun conjugations. So yes, before you watch our next video, which will be coming anytime soon, do review the Greek alphabet and try some transliteration. Thank you for listening.